So I've just returned from my 561 mile age Lifecycle ride, and just wanted to reflect on it and take you guys on a little journey that I started about 3 years ago actually. That took a big commitment. There's a lot of equipment involved. There was a lot of training to do. I hooked up with some really amazing people in the area. I want to really thank Curtis. He was a great training ride leader. Later to find out that training ride leader actually meant training ride liar because of some of the hills and some of the crazy climbs that we ended up doing on the ride. They're always telling us, oh, this right around the corner, oh, that hill isn't as big as you think it is, and it always was. I met some great people locally doing rides in Beaumont, doing rides up Highway 74, hammering out the tram road a few times. Yeah, so that was a good thing. The days prior to the ride itself proved to be a logistical nightmare for me. Oh my God. You see a culmination. This bag holds 7 days of kits, equipment, toiletries, sleeping bag, pad, everything I need to begin this journey. It's been months and months of hard training. It's been months and months of intensive fundraising. And tomorrow morning, I will be waking up at 4 a.m. in bike gear and headed down to the Cal Palace to start my 7-day ALC 550-mile ride from San Francisco to Los Angeles. Okay, it's 5 a.m. No, it's not even 5. What time is it?
Like 4 something. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
it's 4:15.
4:32.
Oh my God, we're late. I'm scared. We're on our way to the Cal Palace. It's my big day. I'm freaking out. I have an amazing, amazing niece who got up at 4 o'clock this morning to give me a ride.
Each of you are here for your own reasons. It may be to support those living with HIV or AIDS, or to fund the work to prevent new infections. Maybe you're here to remember someone you've lost, or honor someone who is battling HIV/AIDS today.
In each of you, I see inspiration, compassion, guts, and most of all, love.
Today, we set out on a journey to raise awareness and funds that will support thousands of Californians living with HIV or at risk for HIV. We are here over the next 7 days to support each other, care for each other, and hear each other's stories.
As you will experience over the next 545 miles, you will be called upon to find reserves you didn't know you had. You will laugh, and you will cry, and you will persevere.
You've raised $16,139,537.
An amazing opening ceremony, very moving, already, a lot of emotions flying, a lot of anxiety for me. But that first day was tough and scary. We rode out of the Cal Palace at 6 a.m. sharp. I was right in the front of the line, proudly carrying a Pause Peddlers jersey and a Pause Peddlers flag on the back of my bike that signified that I was an HIV positive man riding in the ride. A lot of this was done to break stigma and to show people that we can do anything at this day and age of HIV. Okay, so we are at our first water stop of the ride. Yay, we've made it 10 miles. Okay, only 35 miles to go. All right, let's go, yay. So yeah, day one, we rode out of the Cal Palace and headed straight into the mountains of Pacifica. Some really beautiful vistas that day, some immediate climbs. We came down over the mountains in Pacifica, down the coast. It was a little cold and foggy, but it was nice. Had an amazing lunch in San Gregorio, and then rode into Santa Cruz that day.
Glad to see you! Hi!
Hands down, the most entertaining part of the ride were the cast of characters that followed us down the entire coast. These people were on top of every hill, around every corner, and every rest stop, cheering us on, telling us we were their heroes, and giving us the love and support we needed to go on through days that were tough.
3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I want one.
That was the experience of my first camp, and oh my God, was that a lesson in reality for the magnitude that and how well orchestrated this whole deal was. I didn't really get it until I rolled in the first day and saw the trucks and the tents and the element that all of this goes on. You know, there were 2,500 riders, but there were 650 roadies and volunteers that followed us along the whole route. The truck roadies were really cool. Every morning they had a different outfit on. They woke up at 4 a.m., got our bags unloaded, got our bags loaded, did their thing, did their volunteer work, and got themselves to the next camp. You know, we had a really hard job in doing this ride, but I'm telling you, the volunteers, the cooks, the cleanup people, the roadies, it was phenomenal how much effort and service that people put into this ride.
This is an entirely inadequate caution sign. This should say freeway, steep, narrow, downhill, gorge, cars, caution, and we love you. Be safe.
Ginger Brulee saying hello.
The Love Bubble's awesome. It's all inclusive. It doesn't matter your age, your sex, your orientation, your background. For a week, you just kind of let everything go away. You're just in the moment.
You know you're about to climb a tough hill when there's a group of people at the bottom, like playing instruments or dressed in costumes, encouraging you.
Go, go, go!
I personally always think I'm not going to make it. And then right before I start the hill, there's always a roadie there. There was someone yesterday right before a hill with a sign that said, "You are heroes," and someone saying that you're doing incredible, beautiful things. And it gets you up the hill.
Right. So day 2 was my first century. Kind of a odd time to do your first 100-mile ride, but day 2 was 109 miles. I'm about to do my first century
His
ride.
first century ride.
So wish
on
me
a
luck, guys.
Lifecycle.
Let's go. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
And that was from Santa Cruz to King City. And beautiful beginning of the day. We rode through Aptos, which, welcome to Aptos. I've made it my first small leg of the journey on day 2. Today's 109 miles, and in honor of the Tandling family, I had stopped at Cafe Rio in Aptos. So it was kind of cool. I stopped there and had a coffee at Rio Sands, and to honor my family, because that's one of our favorite coffee places when we do Beach Week. And then rode through Aptos and Salinas and through the Monterey vineyards and all the way back to King City. The rest stops on the Age Lifecycle ride are worth doing the ride alone. People had told me about them, and it's really not until you experience them firsthand that you realize what great lengths they go to support this ride. So that was the day, that rest stop, the highlight of the day was called Otter Pop Stop. Otter Pop Stop was at about mile 88, so it's a long ways in. You've already been on your bike for 8 hours at least. You're exhausted, you're running out of steam. You still have another 30 miles to go, and you roll into this amazing experience called Otter Pop Stop. Third day was from King City to Paso Robles, and that was the day of the infamous Quadbusters. And back to the whole idea that I said that our TRLs, our training ride leaders, were training ride liars. Thank you, Curtis. They were like, oh no, Quadbusters is just, they just say, call it Quadbusters to make it a myth. They just say to hype people up. So they feel a sense of accomplishment when they do it. Liars. Quadbusters was hands down the craziest, steepest, hardest hill I've ever climbed in my life. On the top of every major elevation climb we do, there was this group that would show up. They showed up around 5 or 6 times throughout the ride, that were out there with guitars and costumes, and there was so much support, so many amazing people on the side of the roads cheering us on that made those crazy climbs even easier. That was the day we went through Bradley. Bradley's an amazing little town. They put all stops out for us and put this amazing lunch place together for us. We went by the Mission, and there they had a rest stop called the 15th Quintanera, which was really, really inappropriate, as most of the rest stops are, but we had a lot of fun. So that got you prepped up for the last, I think it was a 95-mile day into Paso Robles.
Welcome to mi quinceañera. Oh my God, watch out for my big dirty exposed hole. Thank you. Welcome to mi quinceañera, Daddy. You can leave my presents by the Gatorade.
What are you serving?
I am serving oranges, bananas, and sap.
Oh my goodness.
I am serving fish. I'm serving the fish entree.
What are you thinking of the ride so far?
I think it's wonderful. I love being here, but yesterday sucked. We had Quadbusters, we had heat, we had an extended route. The camp never showed up. Well, I guess it eventually did, but it seemed like it was never going to show up.
Otherwise,
but I got
it's
a
all
good
good
night's sleep, and I feel really good today. I'm looking forward to the halfway point. I love you, Scott.
And that was the day of the Evil Twins. Evil Twins were the second crazy climb that we had to do, and the cool thing was the top of that crazy climb was the halfway to LA point. So, okay guys, I just hit the Evil Twins and they did not disappoint. They were just evil as fuck, excuse my language. But I'm happy to say that I've made it halfway to LA. Yeah! We rode through Pismo, beautiful ocean, a lot of great beach access, opportunities for photos. And from Pismo, we got into San Luis Obispo for lunch. Day five was the infamous red dress day. And for me, I didn't realize the amount of creativity and fun that most of the riders put into this. It's a relatively short day, but some crazy climbs that day too. A lot of really steep grades. But the idea was that initially when they did Red Dress Day, that all these red dresses would, as we went up the mountains and over the passes, that the red dresses would symbolize a red ribbon, like that symbolized for HIV awareness. It was really cool, a lot of fun. I had never in my entire life or history had a dress on. It was the first day and the last I ever will, but it was fun. This has been our home for the last 5 days so far. One more. Oh, we did have one princess night where we stayed in the hotel. But, it's day 5. I rode the whole day. I am absolutely taxed to my limit physically. I've cried a few times. I've laughed. Look, I'm gonna cry right now. This whole thing about this marathon riding and everything is freaky on the body. So we're getting on to day 6 now, and I was getting exhausted. Mate, getting ready. You know what time it is?
No. Time to
Everyone's
go back to
leaving.
Sleep. It's time to go back to sleep.
All right, good morning. It is day 6 of my first ALC. I'm feeling a lot better than I did yesterday. I'm ready to head 88 miles out from, where are we, Lompoc to Ventura. The only thing that kept me really going was knowing that my amazing boyfriend Wes was waiting for me at the finish line at Ventura, and I knew that I was going to be in a hotel room that night. That was a long day. I think we did 88 miles that day, but most of it was down the coast. So it was really, really pretty and not so terribly hot. All right, welcome to Santa Barbara. We are about 30 miles away, maybe 40 miles away from Ventura on day 5. Welcome to Santa Barbara.
Hi, welcome.
What do we get for you guys?
Hi.
Mint chip indeed.
It's my favorite.
Would you like a cone on top?
The people of Santa Barbara took really good care of us. They had 3 rest stops. One was Neptune's Palace. The second was an amazing ice cream social. And then just about halfway between Santa Barbara and Ventura was the famous beach dance party. Which was a really good time. Like I was saying, I felt really blessed that day because Wes was there at the finish line. Here's a picture of that. And that night was a candlelight vigil that was held in Ventura. And all of us went out onto the beach and had a silent vigil with candles, really to reflect on the reason that we were there in the first place and to honor all those that have gone before us. And then the last day was day 7. The morning of day 7, I'm physically and mentally exhausted. I did have the luxury of spending the night in a real hotel room tonight, thanks to my amazing partner Wes. And today we ride the hills of Malibu and a quote-unquote easy 67 miles into Los Angeles. Day 7 started out pretty good from Ventura, but as we got to Malibu, probably the start in the Malibu area, it started to rain and it got really, really cold. Not heavy rain, but just enough rain to soak all the riders to the bone. I still have my Mylar. I will keep it that day that we had to literally wrap ourselves in Mylar. People were suffering from hypothermia. A lot of people ended the ride. It just got really, really cold, wet, and dangerous in those Malibu hills along the coast. Thank God for Wes. I was one of the riders that got drenched and was pretty much stuck and really considering throwing in the towel because it's another 26 miles to Malibu in the rain, and I was lucky enough to have my boyfriend in the area take me from that one rest stop to the next. So I could finish the ride. It was so nice to come in because we were met with a hero's welcome all the way in. It was Gay Pride, so they had the lanes closed on Santa Monica, and as we rode through West Hollywood, everyone was out at the bars and on the streets and cheering for us. And that's one of the most amazing things about this ride was the support we got anywhere we went. The most extraordinary support, though, was amongst the other riders. The amazing new friends, the fellowship, the camaraderie, the laughter and the tears I shared with so many new people was truly extraordinary. And some of the characters along the way made the ride what it was. The tamale guy, and by far the most influential person that I had met along the ride was the chicken lady. The chicken lady was an icon for the ride and set eggs out along the route for all the riders to have. Chicken lady, I'm filming you again.
Oh no, you are! Hi, ta-da! Ta-da!
Chicken lady.
Hi, good morning.
Are you doing the hill today?
I'm doing the hill today. Ta-da! Whoa! That is my story. Well, back when I was young and pretty, now I'm just pretty. I had a fundraiser for my first California AIDS ride 20 years ago, and my friend brought me over this chicken, which is on my helmet. He didn't have any money to bring, but he brought me this. He passed away 2 months later from HIV, and this is what I wanted to remember him by.
I was proud to call the chicken lady my friend, and she epitomized what the ride was all about. On the last day of the ride, I came out to my bike and found an egg on my seat, which was amazing, a special note inside. The note was all about how much we loved the ride and what it really meant in the essence of love, compassion, and community. Would I do it again, especially every year? I don't know if I have it in me. It was really the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I mean that. It was the hardest physical thing I've ever done. It was life-changing, it was amazing, it was spiritual, it was beyond words. I hope that I've been able to express a little bit of my experience with this video, and that you guys can get just a little bit of a taste of what the love bubble is and what this amazing thing they call the ALC is and what it does. And by the way, we raised over $16 million for AIDS and AIDS research and AIDS related services, which made the whole thing worthwhile. I guess that's why we ride.